Astrological Mystery School, Astrology Lesson 1. Just did the intro. So we're just going to start out today with going over the 12 signs, what order they're in, and introduce you to the glyphs. So get ready to make some notes. Get your hand on your mouse for pausing if you need to, and we'll get started. So I'm going to put you on pause and flip the camera around so you can see what I'm drawing on the paper here. All right. Okay, everybody. So we're just going to start out with the 12 signs. And I'm using kind of a calligraphy pen. Maybe you can see it's kind of flat. So that's, and I'm just going to hold that at a 45 degree. And I'm hoping maybe one of these days to do drawing lessons too. But anyway, let's just start with our signs. So the first one is Aries. Now Aries is the beginning of the zodiac, and that's always at the spring equinox, right at the March. These dates for each sign can move 19, 20, 21, even 22, because our calendar is not perfect compared to the astrology calendar. But everybody should remember A is for Aries, and that's our first house. Second house, and that's the one, you know, not only is it the first sign of the zodiac, think of it as, you know, this is some personality qualities. You know, this is who we are coming out of the womb, yelling and screaming, saying, I am here, world, hear me. So, and you can see Aries the ram, and you can see the horns there. Second sign is Taurus the bull. And that's the second one. And Taurus the bull tends to be very patient, very calm, very earthy, steadfast. Not the, you know, and you got to remember there's all different levels of these signs. There's very low vibration and very high vibration. Third sign is Gemini. Gemini the twins. And you can see there the two twins standing there talking to each other. And that's a kind of a thing about Geminis. Talk, 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 talk. They talk a lot. So that's not uncommon. Fourth sign is Cancer the crab. And some people see that as kind of like that's the top of the crab. Remember, crabs always move side to side. They never come forward. So that's a little bit like Cancer too. They kind of whittle their way into your heart. They don't come right at you real hard. Cancer is also considered kind of the mother of the zodiac, not the mother symbol in the zodiac signs. So we've got Aries, the beginning, our birth. Taurus, you know, we're just physically, you know how they show pictures of babies when they start realizing they have hands, and those hands are attached to their body. So that's kind of Taurus. We're getting used to our physical body. Gemini, we start to realize there's other people in the world. We have siblings. Again, we're talking away. And then Cancer, we start to have to pay attention to what our mother's telling us instead of what we're telling our mothers. The fifth sign is Leo, and we're even getting further out into the world. And I think that's an easy one to see, that Leo mane there. I'll give it a little bit more of a curl. And so the Leos, they have a lot of pride. They're very regal. They're the king of the jungle, king of the astrology. Very, very regal people. Next comes Virgo, the sixth sign. And I call that an M with a little P on it. Now, some of these signs you're going to see very stylized in different places, and you may not even be able to really recognize them, but hopefully you can get these fairly easily. So Virgo is Virgo the Virgin. She's often considered to be holding a sheath of wheat. So that's kind of what that P is, I think. Seventh sign is Libra. And this is where we're starting to make business partnerships, marriage partnerships, the seventh sign. So here we're coming into making relationships with other people. We're getting that far out. The eighth sign is Scorpio, another M. But this time we're going to put a little stinger on that M. And that's the eighth. And Scorpio can get kind of a bad rap sometime for being a little bit too, passionate and a little devious. And like I said, there's all levels. The scorpion is kind of the lowest level of Scorpio. Some symbolize it with an eagle that's flying way up there. It's transformed. The phoenix, where it falls to earth, blasts, into a bunch of flames, burns itself up, and then out of those ashes, something new is born. So Scorpio is pretty cool that way. Ninth sign is Sagittarius, the archer, and that one's pretty easy to see there, the ninth sign. And Sagittarius, here we've made our relationships in the seventh house. We've had troubles with our relationships, maybe some jealousy. Sometimes it's called sex death and other people's money. And now we're really getting out into that outer world. And in Sagittarius, we can do that by going into higher education. We can become international world travelers. And we can also just read about going places in our minds. 10th house is Capricorn. And that's the sea goat. And maybe you can kind of see there's the horns of the goat, and then that's the goat's tail. This is another one I see really stylized in a lot of different ways. Capricorn is where we're hitting our career and really getting out there in the world and establishing ourselves. Then we come to Aquarius, the dawning age of Aquarius. Here we come. So that's the 11th sign. And it's often called the water bearer. But when we get into talking about elements, don't get confused. It is an air sign. That water is needed more for just to transmit that electricity. Aquarius is a very, future-oriented, humanitarian-oriented, just loving big groups of people and helping people, as well as being very, like I said, into electronics and computers and all sorts of things like that. And I've run out of paper here, but we won't forget poor Pisces, will we? We'll just make another little mark here for Pisces. Pisces the fish is our 12th sign, and we won't forget Pisces. Pisces is the two fish. They're connected, but they're swimming in opposite directions. So there's that connection, but yet they're still swimming in, so they can. Pisces that's considered the most psychic sign of the zodiac. Just really almost out there at the edges of reality, basically. So hopefully you've identified your own sign here. And then A is for Aries, and can't forget Pisces at the end of our zodiacal tour here. Let's see. So your homework now for this assignment, for this class, is to just literally memorize these 12 signs in order. You can start to think about, you don't have to remember, Aries starts in March, Taurus in April. Even though Aries is mostly, it starts in March, but it's mostly in April. The same with Taurus. It starts like April 21st or so, but is mostly in May. Gemini starts in May, but it's mostly in June, that sort of thing. So you can start to think about that, like, Virgo, the Virgin, with her sheath of wheat. She's in September. She starts at the end of August, but mostly goes through September. So again, that makes sense that it's a fall sign for bringing in the stores for the winter, that type of thing. Sag is the end of November throughout most of December, and Sag is kind of a fun, jovial sign, and that's our lead up to Christmas, from Thanksgiving to Christmas. But by the time we get to Christmas, we get in Capricorn, and we want our presents. So anyway, you can start looking at those dates. Leo's another good one, right in the middle of the summer. It starts at the end of July and goes mostly through August. And so that's when it's the hottest. And as you can imagine, Leo the lion likes that heat. So start to memorize those. You might want to make yourself flashcards. That's what I did when I started, and just put those flashcards and then maybe put the name on the back, something like that. Let's see, I wonder how many bongs we've got to go through. Oh, it's only 6 o'clock. We only have 6. And I mean bongs, not other kind of bongs. Okay. So again, if you've got any kind of insomnia, learning these as you go to sleep it'll help you go to sleep real quick. And that's one of the reasons why it is important to learn the order of them, is so that when we get to start talking about aspects and things like that, that will become more important. Okay, so get ready to hit pause. We're going to have our quiz. Oh my God, and I'm going to put you on pause and bring you back up. Okay, quiz time. Woohoo! All right. So I'm going to say a sign, and I want you to jot down the glyph and write next to it what placement it has. Now, eventually, we're going to be calling these their house sign, because each one of these signs is going to rule a house in astrology. So we'll just call it the house. So, for example, and I'll use, because hopefully everybody knows Aries, I'll say Aries, and you'll write the glyph, and let's see if I've got it. There you go. Write the glyph, and then write 1 next to it. First, 1. Okay, so ready? Okay. How about Capricorn? Hit pause, think about it. All right. Capricorn is the 10th house, or a career, where we are, where we're going in life. Okay, Cancer. Pause. 4th house. All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess that's it. Oh, maybe I should be showing you now you know the glyphs. You can take pictures of that. All right. Then now let's do Sagittarius. Pause. 9th house. Okay. Virgo. Pause. 6th house. Gemini. 3rd house. Pisces. Pause. 12th house. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to make sure I can do them all. Should we do the other way around? Let's try the other way around. What's the 2nd house? Who rules the 2nd house? That's what we call it in astrology. Pause. Taurus. Okay. Who rules the 5th house? Leo. Good. All right. That long mane for its symbol. Did I do Libra? 7th house. Good. And I think last but not least, what is the 12th house? Pisces! Yay! All right, so I hope I did okay on that with saying that slow enough so that you've got time to hit pause before I give you the answer. But just play with that, do with it whatever you want. And I hope you enjoyed this a lot. And remember to like and subscribe so we can keep this going and other people can become educated. And next time we'll do the elements. And from here to there, from there to here, funny things are everywhere. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye-bye.